Hello and welcome back to Shutterdrives. We are here in the city of Lake Udaipur to drive the much awaited SUV from Honda, the Elevate. So starting off with the basics, the Elevate is available both in manual transmission and CVT of course, but you just get a petrol engine and there is no diesel engine available in the Elevate, which is going to be missed by people. The front is heavily inspired from the Honda Pilot SUV and the design is not on your face, it's not radical as the Creta, and it's going to be loved by the masses, especially the elder people. You have strong two creases which are running on the bonnet, giving it a very nice and bold stance. You have this thick chrome strip just above the grille. Now the interesting thing about the grille is the first half of the grille is actually blocked. Only is the bottom half which has the room for ventilation. You have the big Honda badging right there. Completely LED headlamps and LED fog lamps in this car. You of course have a skid plate which is right there down under. Overall the design looks good. It's not out of the box or something. It's not going to take a lot of time for you to get used to. A big thumbs up to Honda there. So the Elevate shares its engine with the Honda City right there, 121 PS and 145 Nm of torque. But look at the super duper cool thing. You don't actually have to put any of these struts there. This is actually incredible and it's the first time I've seen in any car. You get proper insulation there in spite of this being a petrol motor. That's why the NVH levels are absolutely top notch. Talking about the side designs, it's slightly boxed in the world of very radical designs right there. And you have 17-inch alloys on this car and the wheel arches are thoda sa squarish. You have a camera here, although there's no 360-degree camera in this car. It's for the Honda sensing, is going to help there. The roof rails are not functional, thoda sa downside right there. Honda being Honda has request sensors both on driver and co-driver's side. What's absolutely incredible to mention here is it has a ground clearance of freaking 220 millimeters, which means that it can pass through any freaking speed breaker in the country. And maybe thoda sa piche, what you will notice is this fuel tank capacity is just 40 liters, which is a big downside for me because the claimed mileage of this car is around 15 kmpl ARA rated, which means that you will get around 11-12 in reality, which should set you back with a range of just less than 500 kilometers. That is a thoda sa concern there. Talking about the rear design, you have the connected tail lamp there, which is the talk of the town, the trend right there. You have a rear wiper, shark fin antenna there. You have Elevate badging here. Reverse camera to hey, neatly tucked in. The reverse camera quality is actually better than most of the cars. And you have a proper rear skid plate and you cannot see the exhaust pipes because they are hidden somewhere down deep under. 4 parking sensors to do the job. What's crazy is the 458 liters of boot space is huge. 2 people can actually chill inside. It's that big and it is the best in class. One thing that I want to genuinely highlight in this car is the commanding position is excellent. It's a 5-on-5 because I can see even the starting of the bonnet, forget the edge of the bonnet. Very good job done by Honda there. But if there's one disappointment in the entire cabin, that is matlab the infotainment system, which is a 10.25-inch infotainment system, feels like it is an eyesore. For some reason it just feels it's out of place. Baki, lot of panels, switches, steering wheel, everything is shared from the 5th gen City. The design layout is completely different, but there are some part sharing that is there. And you have a 7-inch driver cockpit as well. You get proper tachometer plus speedometer, very nice crisp dials, not fancy digital dials there. And you have these AC vents which are very good in quality. Talking about the quality of seats is a good 5-on-5 because the seat quality is fantastic. The leather is top notch, everything is very good. No dual zone AC, which some people might miss, which is there in the Seltos. But you get a lot of physical buttons, which is again going to be very helpful for you to operate when the car is on the move. You have auto dimming IRVM, which is again a thumbs up right there. So talking about the driver side sun visor, you have a vanity mirror right here, is going to be pretty helpful. You get 8 speakers music system in this car, the clarity of which we are yet to check out. And then you have the 6-speed gear knob here, finished in leather on the base, which is good, and couple of cup holders there. One thing to be appreciated is there's a proper wireless charger, unlike the wireless charger of City, which feels totally aftermarket. No second thought right there. Manual handbrake, while the competition is offering electric parking brake, might be something that some people might miss. Armrest is good, but it's tad short. The storage space under the armrest also is little. No ventilated seats, that is again something that people might miss. But if there's something which is kind of very easily identifiable, That is key. It gets a normal sunroof. You do not get a panoramic sunroof in this car. Talking about another thing, there's no Type C charging port in this car, which is a huge miss by Honda. कम से कम एक Type C charging बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी था इस गाड़ी में. And talking about the storage space here in the glove box, it's good. No ventilation, no illumination right there. This is the 10.25-inch infotainment system right there, which is kind of nice. And the cool part is you can see the graphics which are coming up as soon as you start the car. Not sure when did Honda start all this gimmicky stuff, but talking about a couple of options, you have physical buttons on the infotainment, which is a cool thing. The best part is there is wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Big thumbs up right there. The touch operation is pretty seamless, and it looks little old, however, due to the kind of icons that are there and everything else. You can also disable some Honda sensing features right from the infotainment system, like the lane watch feature. The rear legroom is very good in the Elevate, and that's the best part about this car for me. You can see that there is so much space here, which is very inspiring. The under thigh support is thoda decent. Tall people will feel that under thigh support thoda better hona chahiye tha. And apart from that, the headroom is also pretty good, and you have the rear center armrest here with twin cup holders. Thankfully, the armrest doesn't touch the seats like the one in Honda City, which dissolves the whole freaking purpose of an armrest. This is at least much better there. And no sunblinds like some cars like the Seltos, which has sunblinds standard across all its variants. But nevertheless, you have a grab handle right here. There is no rear center headrest, which is a big concern for me in the rear department of the Elevate. Apart from that, the two headrests that you see are actually height adjustable, which is a nice thing. You have rear AC vents, which is kind of expected, but a big disappointment here is there is no USB Type A or no Type C charger at the rear. Wireless should expect भी नहीं है कि wireless charger होगा, but at least a Type A USB charger would have greatly helped, because it makes it practically infunctional, because nobody uses 12-volt charging socket these days. And you have magazine in pocket, but what's kind of thoughtful is, मतलब Honda ने सोचा कि काम करते हैं फोन बनाने का ना, फोन का एक जगह बना लेते हैं. You can comfortably keep your phone. This is very thoughtful actually, because काफी टाइम क्या होता है कि we just keep the phones here and then leave it. So this is the 1.5 engine, which is also available in the 5th gen CT. Exactly the same thing, to be precise, producing 121 PS and 145 Nm of torque right there. But what's very special and spectacular is this being a VTEC engine. This can drive all the way till 7000 RPM very happily without breaking down a sweat whatsoever. What deserves a special mention here are a couple of things. First thing is the steering is very nice. In the days of fake artificial steerings, Honda has actually lived up to the expectation of keeping the steering intact. This thing actually weighs up pretty well. A second thing is the clutch is made for Bangalore City. What I'm trying to tell you is the travel of the clutch is very short and is absolutely butter smooth, making it a delight to drive in bumper to bumper traffic conditions. This is how the horn sounds. It's decent enough. Not wind tone or something, would have appreciated if that was there, but not a problem. Gear shifts are super smooth in the 6-speed manual gearbox. Apart from this, you also get a CVT. I know that CVT is going to be very pleasurable to drive, and that's why we picked actually the manual, because manual is a manual, and a lot of people are going to prefer driving manual. I know that CVT also is going to have good demand, but you'll enjoy driving this car more in manual, so try to buy the manual if possible. However, unlike the competition, especially in a couple of cars where you get paddle shifters, you do not get anything of that sort in this. Talking about the braking, I think this car here is to break the stereotype that the drum brakes of cars cannot be effective. In fact, you get 2 disc brakes in the front and 2 drums at the rear. It's fine. The braking efficiency is decent. It's not spectacular or something, but manageable. Trust me on this, it's better than some of the cars which got 4 disc brakes, say for example the XUV 700. Another important thing is the steering feedback. The steering actually weighs up pretty well in the Honda Elevate. It's not joysticky or it's not artificial or electronic that we have seen in most of the cars. The steering actually weighs up. Once you start turning the steering, you'll see that the car is literally reciprocating to what you want to tell. Given the fact that you can see the edges of the bonnet completely is a very good thing. It has got the muscular looks, everything, and the visibility from the driver's cockpit is top notch, and it's going to be a big boon when you're driving this car in the city. The Honda Elevate comes in 7 single tone color options and 3 dual tone. Similar to Honda City, the Elevate is equipped with advanced Honda Sensing ADAS suite. Comprises of collision mitigation braking system, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, road departure warning, and automatic high beam assist. It also gets camera mounted left hand ORVM that will work as lane watch system. When it comes to the ride quality, the Honda Elevate truly impresses here. At low speeds, the suspension feels pliant and refined. Smaller imperfections are taken with ease, and even hard-edged potholes are dealt with confidence as the suspension goes about doing its job silently. At higher speeds too, the Elevate feels rock solid and very stable in straight line. Ride quality is comfortable and it doesn't feel unsettled on bumps and especially undulations at higher speeds. By SUV standards, handling is fair enough and it does stick to the ground, but push it beyond a certain limit and it reminds you loud enough that you are driving an SUV and not its counterpart, the Honda City. So quickly summarizing Honda Elevate, firstly big on space and comfort, excellent thing right there. You know, the materials used, especially the leather seats, are of fantastic quality. Couple of interesting features like, you know, the Honda sensing and, you know, the wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. But that said, in spite of having all these nice things, where Honda might actually take a hit is there's no diesel engine in this car and it might lose out a lot of potential customers to the competitors. And second thing is there are features like, you know, ventilated seats, electric parking brake and a bigger sunroof, which are sorely missed, and that is what Janta wants right now. So if you're not a big fan of these gimmicky features or rather these electricals, and if you want to focus more on these solid mechanicals, if you want a car which can take you from anywhere in the country to anywhere for the next 10 years, I'll tell you this is going to be the most reliable bet you can put on. If you guys like the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. Take care and drive safe.